Hi, my name's Dawn. I'm Flosstube XStitch. Welcome back to my Flosstube channel. Thank you for everybody who's been loyal and is still watching my Flosstubes. Thank you for the new people who have come. I think lots of you came through the shout out from Stitch All the Things, Christine. Thank you very much, Christine. It's really nice. Yeah, I don't quite know what to do with this Flosstube today. I'm not doing Flosstube on a regular basis, as you've noticed, because temperatures are hot. Yesterday it was 32 degrees and I was outside and in the sun, which didn't do me any good. It's going to be over 30 degrees until at least Saturday, and I've just had enough, because in the morning now it's cold, so it's 17 degrees, so you'll wear a cardigan and a hoodie when you go out, and at lunch, when you go for lunch, you're already in a t-shirt, and at 2 when you come home it's 27, 28 degrees, and at 5 o'clock it's 32 degrees, and it's just, it's too hot. I can't deal with it, and getting in a dark car that's been standing in the sun has 47 degrees. You can't touch the steering wheel, you can't, yeah. The AC in the car was broken, and I think it's broken again, so that doesn't, I've had enough. Please, someone just leave. I know that summer in Switzerland can go on until mid-September. I just hope it doesn't. I really hope it doesn't. I've still been getting migraines, and they're really bad because I get this eye flimmering, and that used to just go like 5-10 minutes, and then the headache would start. Well, now I have this going on for sometimes up to 3/4 of an hour. So you might be trying to read something or trying to watch, it just doesn't work. And the pain medication, somebody else is producing it, and it looks the same, it smells the same, it should be the same, but it's not. There must be some slight difference in it, so it doesn't help. Doesn't help. And I had a migraine on Saturday evening, very bad headache, and I went to bed and I slept until 3 o'clock Sunday, and I had to force myself out of bed, but I was shaking. It was a really bad day. Unfortunately, on that day, my parents had a bad flood. They have a new kitchen in since about a year and a half, and we used to have an oil tank. There used to be an oil tank in that house. They have just a normal house like you have in the States and wherever, a normal one family house. We took the oil, where the oil it was an oil tank in. We took the oil tank out because that gave my dad a craft room, a hobby room. He builds model trains, model railways, the whole 9 yards. And next to it, because we all have cellars in Switzerland, we all have cellars. So in the room next to it is the washing machine, and most people have a dryer. My parents don't. My mum doesn't approve of dryers. I don't approve of dryers because they waste energy. We can dry in the sunshine, we can dry it in a flat, we can dry it downstairs, it doesn't matter. So they had to get a new boiler system and the heating, and it was old gas, natural gas that we get from the street. And now they don't want people using gas anymore, so you have to start using something else. We've got something called Fernwärme. So when we have, like for instance, we burn our waste. It gets burned here in Basel. We've got a whole waste place. So our waste like the whole kitchen waste that you put in the bags and put outside. Yeah, I know some people put them in bins. We don't have bins. Normal people don't have bins. They have bags. And they go out and they get burned. And that produces heat. And that heat goes back into the system and actually does heat now quite a lot of buildings. Mainly official buildings, but now also private owned buildings. My parents have a different system going. They're subsidized by the state, and because it's a trial thing, so they have like this huge container. I think it contains water, and it's got solar panels on it, and that then heats up the water and brings the water into the cellar, into our heating system, and that's the water that we use also for hot water, and for the heating and for whatever. So it's not the same system where you have a boiler and you use the hot water and the boiler's empty and then it starts heating up again. No, you have endless hot water coming in. So my dad went to bed at about 10:30 and my mum woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning and decided that it must be time to get up. She opened the bedroom door and she just heard this noise, and she said it was like a waterfall just coming out under the sink, and it was hot water and it didn't stop and it was just coming, and my dad turned off hot water, cold water, and the electricity all comes from the cellar, so everything was beeping, you know, going. The oven was saying, you need to recalibrate, you need to give me a new time, the microwave just doing this. And so my dad just took the switch out, and yeah, so they got the fire brigade. They came in, pumped, and everything is, yeah, ground floor cellar. And yeah, it wasn't a good day. I wasn't even in a mental state to actually take in what my mum's telling me, that they had a flood. So all that wood that my dad was drying down there, that he can then use to make tables, chairs, right away, it's all, everything out to the skip. So, yeah, not so much fun. Yeah, also I've been applying for job after job after job, and I don't even get invited for an interview. Sometimes I don't even get a notification. It's just I don't hear anything, or it's sorry, we've already filled the spot, or we decided to go with somebody else. And I think it's probably my age. I'm going to be 45 soon. I think it's my age and my gender and the 9 years of not working. They don't even know that I'm only going to be working 50%. They don't even know that, so that's not the issue. So I really don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what else to do. My mental health is suffering. I mean, I always suffer really bad during summer. So this heat, I mean, there was a week when I was actually wearing jeans, my winter jeans, socks, woolen socks, sneakers, t-shirt, cardigan, hoodie, every day, all day long, because temperatures were below 20. And now we're back to summer. It's just, can't deal with it. Can't do it. It's, yeah. And then having no friends and not doing very well. So that's why I'm not on Flosstube on a regular basis. I just can't do it. I can't get in front of the camera. Also, at the moment I have one WIP. Not very much to show. Well, I've got actually 2 WIPs, but there's only one I'm working on at the moment. So I really need a reason to come on and do a Flosstube, because lots of stuff on Flosstube at the moment is not making me very happy. I mean, I got this lovely mention from, well, Christine shouted me out, but then in the next, or one after that, she mentioned me again, because it was her birthday, and on her birthday I got one of these notification emails from Lord Libidian, and it was the top, I don't know how many Flosstubers that you should be watching, and Christine Stitch All the Things was in there on that list. So I don't know who watches this or whatever. And I mean, this list is not representative because there were people missing in my. I've been watching Flosstube for quite some time now, so in my opinion, there were people missing and other people on it that I think shouldn't have been there. But it doesn't matter. He probably was watching Flosstube for 2 or 3 weeks, and then just decided by the numbers, Cross Stitch by Luda top, because I mean she has the most people following her, and then just went. I mean, Vorna's in there. She belongs in there, definitely. But Stitch All the Things was in there, and she got a nice little blurb. And I thought, it's her birthday, so I sent her an email saying, have you seen this? And happy birthday. And so she mentioned that I had sent her this email and told her that she was on this list. So that gave me a nice mention. But then other people who referred to this list and said that Stitch All the Things was notified by some other Flosstuber, Flosstubers who know me, who correspond with me, who used to watch me. I watched them, and they didn't even know my name. They couldn't have said my name, that it was me who told Stitch All the Things that this list is out there. Things like that. There's things going on that I don't like at the moment in Flosstube land. I'm not going to make a big deal of it. It's just, it doesn't help to get me in front of the camera to film another Flosstube. Let's just say. That's what it is at the moment. I'm not on Facebook. I go onto Facebook once a week, and that's about all I can manage. Now at the end of the month, I'll be on Facebook more often, but that's just to help Stephanie with this, with the Stitch from Stash, because I do data entry and it's fine. I can do that. It's not a problem. I like doing it. I can sit in front of the TV and just type in the data. So I'd be on Facebook for that, but I'm not going to do Facebook. It's just too much. Instagram, if I can, I do it once a day. It's just too much. I have too many followers. I follow too many people. I can't even get myself to post stuff. It's just, like I said, my mental health is just not that good. I haven't been on Twitter for I don't know how long, so I don't even know if I've still got an account. And I've been hacked, so not that you have to worry about anything. They just hacked my Facebook and MySpace. I didn't even remember that I actually made a MySpace account because I never used it. So, yeah. That sort of life update. Flosstube. I'm sorry, that was, 13 minutes. Yeah, I have this, I'm really sorry about that, but because people don't talk to me at work, and nobody talks to me when I'm alone at home. Yes, the TV talks to me and I talk back. Or I shout at the TV. Or I talk to Flosstube. So when I start talking, I can't stop. I had the luxury of meeting my friend. Yes, a real friend. She lives in Sicily, unfortunately, and she's now been here for over a week because there's stuff she has to do here and she cannot go back until that's finished. So I could meet her twice. So yesterday I saw her again, and it was so nice to just sit down and start talking to somebody that I haven't seen for months. And we sit down and it's as if we've seen each other yesterday, and it's just like, I can be myself without having to think about, I'm not allowed to talk about work, I'm not allowed to talk about this, and it was just, I could just talk. She listened, she talked, I listened. It was just what I needed. But unfortunately, just once every half year is not enough. I need more friends, real life friends. Okay, I'm going to stop now. I'm going to get into stitching. Okay, number 1. Show whips. I've got one whip, okay? Just sorry about that, but I've only got one WIP. Unfortunately, yeah, I don't quite know. I showed it before. It's a long time WIP. It's going to be shown often, so don't worry about it. It's the book spines, and I've actually done quite a lot of work on it. I'm actually pretty happy with myself. I think last time when I showed it, I had the first, I mean, that's only, what is that, a third of the book spine? It still goes down, But this is like, yeah, from there to about there, that's the end page. It's not quite a full page. And this is the next book spine. So the book spine ends where my stitching ends there, but that's not the end of the page. The page goes over for another half or a third of a book spine. So I'm not doing it sort of by pages, I'm doing it by book spines. My way of stitching. Anyway, so it's so fascinating to see. I mean, when I stitched this, you know, I was stitching browns and olives and greens, and then you have it finished, and then you look at it in the screen away from you, and you actually can see that it's a book spine, and it's got a whole sort of, yeah, it looks like a book, and like an old-fashioned book, and it's beautiful. And I mean, I'm not finished with this yet, and that's going to, even though it's not my colours, it's going to look beautiful. And yes, I had lots of ninja stitches over here because I started like on this side. So in between the book spines, there's always like this dark black going up and then a bit of white. And some of that, of course, is going to come in here. So I had lots of ninja stitches over on this side. And I came up with my fourth colour and there was something off. And I just had like, I think from about there and then there to about here was okay, and all the rest I had to rip out and restitch. Not happy, but I did it because I'm doing the 90 days of cross stitch on this. So every day I put in at least one stitch. Well, I put in at least about 10 stitches, and if I can manage one length of thread. There's some days when I stitch more. But that's okay because a stitch a day does actually go quite far. I mean, it's quite a lot done. And I'm still enjoying it. So I think the next 90 days of cross stitch is going to start in October. So I'm not sure if I'm going to stay with this, move to my Haid, or go to my train piece. I don't know yet. I'm going to decide that. Probably spur of the moment sort of thing. No, where to put this? Yeah. Now, there was on Instagram, Tiffany from Express Life Tifa. She showed that when she does a mill-heel kit, hang on, needle minders sticking. Okay. When she has a mill-heel kit like this, for instance, she takes this picture and she puts holes in there, and that's where she puts her thread, because the thread comes in a bundle and you have to sort it out. And she posted this with like the threads coming out and said, how do you do it? Well, instead of posting it, I thought I would show what I do. This is only my second mill-heel kit, so bear with me. I picked up these beer mats somewhere, don't ask me. This is a Kilkenny glass. Okay, I don't know why I have a Kilkenny glass, because I don't drink Kilkenny. My other glasses are Guinness glasses. Not that you see it, because the writing, no, you can't see it. The writing there, there's a thistle there, and there was writing saying Kilkenny there somewhere. My others say Guinness, or used to say Guinness in gold, but I've used them so often, put them through the washing machine, that you can't read it anymore. But they're all about this sack. This is an English an English pint. Just that you know, it's an English pint, not an American pint. And we don't have pints in Switzerland. This is an English pint because it came from an, oh sorry, it's an Irish pint. Sorry, Morris, Camilla, really sorry. It's an Irish pint. Irish pub, Irish pint glasses, and in the summer you just walk away. And I mean, if I pay $8 for a Guinness this size, I think the glass comes with it. That's just my opinion. So yeah, so like I said, I picked up a whole stack of these, and yes, I use them for my morning breakfast tea. It stands on one of these. My glass is standing on one of these, and then these are just lying around because I use them. And when they get really, really dirty, I throw them away and get a new one out. So I've punched holes in this, as you can see, and I wrote the numbers on my card, and that's the way I do it. So Tiffany, this is my version of doing it. And if I wanted to, I could just turn it around and use it for a different mill hill. So yeah, I haven't started a mill hill kit, but I have pre-sorted the floss and I've pre-sorted all of the beads because all these beads together, and I saw I won a mill hill kit from Vicky, Stitch and Button. She had a little witch, a tiny little witch that she had finished. It's a mill hill kit. She had finished it, and she said she still has enough beads. There's still floss there, and a pattern. So if somebody wants it, so I said yes, me please. And I think it was 4 of us, and I won. So I got leftovers. Now she of course wanted to send it in like an envelope so that it goes as a letter. So she sorted the beads. I think she already had them sorted, but she took like a strip of sellotape and put the beads on there and then folded it over. So I had pre-sorted beads. I just have to fold them out. They were stuck on there. It's like a tacky bob, just a tiny strip, and I could use it. It was easy as pie. So I've pre-sorted my beads onto a sellotape. Sorry, because I didn't start it. Yeah, I started that about a month ago. I was going to do Christmas in July. It is the end of August now. I still haven't started it. So, but it's pre-sorted. So, and it's not going on anywhere. Sellotape, good idea. Yeah. Okay. Back to my floss tube. For the first time in my life, I've ordered hand-dyed fabric. Yeah. I asked around a bit because, I mean, the big dials are in the US. I didn't want to order from the US because it's expensive, shipping costs, income taxes, import taxes, whatever. So I asked around, and Amanda, who used to be Scottish Stitcher, she's now Alba Stitcher on Instagram and YouTube. She doesn't have a Flosstube channel, but she does comment and she likes on people's floss tubes. And she told me that the Crafty Kitten would be a good place. They're in the UK. So I ordered 2 fabrics from them. I was looking for a specific sort of fabric, a specific colour of fabric to stitch Poison Ivy on. I couldn't find what I wanted at the Crafty Kitten, but I thought I would try 2 pieces of fabric just to see. I mean, shipping cost is really cheap. I was amazed because, I mean, it's flat. It's flat. It goes as a letter, so it's really cheap shipping cost. And I went with 2 more neutral colours and not that modelled. I'm not going to open them up. It's Sandstorm. It's more sort of a cream colour than you can see there. And this one is vintage violets, but it's got no violet in it, which was really disappointing to me because I expected I didn't expect it to look exactly the same as it does on screen, because I know that it doesn't, but there's no violet in there. It's blue. It's blue with sort of yellow modelling in there. It isn't what I want. It isn't what I expected, but I can put an aura on this. I can put an aura on this. I can put anything else on them. I'll use them. I'll definitely use them because they're Zweigart, good fabric. They actually feel nice. They smell. No, these ones. These just smell clean, but they feel nice, and I'm definitely going to use them. I don't quite know what for yet, but I'm going to use them. So I'm actually happy, even though it's not what I expected, but I'm happy. So I was still looking for, sorry, crinkle. I was still looking for fabric for poison ivy, because I had seen somebody stitch poison ivy on a specific colour, and I was looking for something similar. Okay, that person had used, I think it was the opalescent. I don't want opalescent. I'm not really that huge of a fan. So the first one I got is Byzantium. This is, this is Chromatic Alchemy, which is the second one that Alba Stitcher recommended, also in the UK, same shipping cost, really cheap. So this is Byzantium, and this is a bit more on the pinkish side. Yeah, I know lighting in here, sorry, is very good. It's a bit more pinkish than I would like. You see, I was going. This now looks blue. It's not blue. This is yeah, probably. So if you sort of look at it like that, it's too pink. But it might actually work with another Nora carpet that I've got, so that'll work. And then I got pomegranate, and this will work fantastically. That's it. So trial and error, and you'll get there. And I'm really happy with this one. And these, oh, they smell really nice. And these are also Zweigart and really good. This is 16 count Ada. This is 18 count Ada. The other two are 18 count Ada. I just mixed it up and tried, and trial and error, and we'll see. Because I got a pattern from Candice, Slab Lover Stitches. Hi Candice! I heard you're doing something for me. You know that's not necessary, they're just... I know Shelley will tell you something else, but yeah. Candice was nice enough because she's stitching a sexy little vampire. Okay, not so little. That I really love, and I wanted something similar. I couldn't find it, and so she said I could have the pattern because she got the pixelated picture and made it into a pattern, and if I wanted, I can have it. So I've got the pattern. Floss Fairy is going to give me the floss. Send me the floss. I'm going to pay for it. I'm going to pay for it, but the Floss Fairy has got floss for me, and I have a specific idea for the fabric. So I actually contacted Chromatic Alchemy and said, you know, you say you do custom orders, and I've ordered these two. I'm very happy with them. I have this idea of, and she said, well, she loves a challenge and she would like to try it. She can't promise anything, but if I'm willing to wait, she'll try and we'll see what happens. And that's fine by me. I can wait because, like I say, it takes time for the floss to get here. and then it'll take some time for the fabric to get here, but I've got enough projects to keep me company until it does. So yeah, now I'm going into that. I can't believe it. Yeah, so I won't be only stitching on cream coloured Ada anymore. Yay! Sorry about that. Yeah, I did a little giveaway that sort of somehow disappeared in my very long Flosstube. So then last time I did it again, and the giveaway was for this chart, the Mermaid, with the letter D. And I had 2 people who were interested, and I did the random. It seems silly to do the random number generator with two numbers, but yeah, it drew number 1, and that is Rosie. It's, I don't know how you say it, but it's with a Z and 2 E's. VJ. So I think I just comment on your comment, give you my email address, and you can send me your mailing address and I'll mail it to you. And I'm really sorry for the second person who lost out. If you want, you can also send me your address and I'll send you a chart, because I've got too many charts here anyway. So I might be able to find a chart that you like. We'll see. I can send you something else as well. I can send you some Swiss chocolate. I've got tons of Swiss chocolate. Swiss chocolate is very, very cheap for me. So if you want some Swiss chocolate, I'll comment on both of your comments. So one will get a pattern, one will get some chocolate, and maybe a little pattern. Who knows? We'll see. I hope that's okay. I'm not good at doing giveaways. I always think, oh, everybody else misses out, and yeah, I don't like that. I've wanted to talk about something for quite a long time, actually since about January, February. But as you know, when I start talking, I can't stop. That's what happened when my Flosstube got 2 hours long. I wanted to do it then. In my last Flosstube, I just didn't want to do it. And I'm not going to do it now because I'm just too hot and I need to get this uploaded and gone so that it's done. But there is still something out there that I want to discuss. I want to put it out in the Flosstube world because, yeah, it goes in the lines of stitchy kindness, but in a different way than the way it's been. Stitchy kindness is going now. It would be a different kind of stitchy kindness. And it would be something that Flosstubers would do, active Flosstubers like me, people who are in front of the camera, could do for passive Flosstubers, the Flosstubers who watch on a regular basis, the ones who comment on every Flosstube they watch, the ones who follow but don't make their own Flosstube. And I had this idea and I talked about it with stitchy friends. They all thought it was a good idea. Some of them, I had an idea when I wanted to do it and why I wanted to do it. They all came up with their own thing, and it evolved a bit, and I want to really get into that. And maybe I just have to record just one video talking only about that. We'll see. It's something it's important to me. I want to give back because, I mean, so many people have been so nice and gifted me stuff and sent it from all over the world, and yeah, I give back. I do give back. But I think that I could give back to people who don't get anything, and in a way that, I don't know, I'll talk about it in a different time. Oh my god, I've just seen it. That is still my advent calendar. My brother saw it last time I was doing Flosstube here as well, with a different camera. Now I'm filming on my MacBook. I just hope it works, because if it doesn't, then I'm not going to do it again. But he came because he wanted to check the camera, and then he saw and he said, Dawn, there you got your advent calendar. That doesn't work. Well, for me it does. It just does. It just belongs. I don't know. It belongs there. And in December I put a new one up. Yeah, I'm bad. I know. I'm becoming a bit of a messy, and yeah. Anyway, last order of business before I end this. You remember this pattern, the old timer? I had nearly finished stitching the old timer, and this whole background that goes around it. And I talked about it in one of my floss tubes, that the floss is, if you stitch with 2 strands, it's okay. But the floss is, Mama Metzger said, rude behaving floss. Definitely. I think if it would be a pirate, it would be keelhold. How do you say keelhold? Oh my god. In English? Never mind. I get my whip out and whip it into shape. This is rude behaving floss. It really is. So the whole, like, everything that goes underneath there and then outside there is with 1 strand, full crosses and half crosses. You cannot stitch with 1 strand. You can't. It rips. It knots. It's absolutely amazing what this floss does. It's so bad. I mean, I've got knockoff Chinese floss that isn't as bad as this. It's really bad. So I did a poll on Instagram asking, should I just leave my old timer as is, or should I put it around it? And it was quite a narrow decision. It was something like 40, was it? No, it was 54 said that I should do the whole surrounding. Well, I started putting in the back in the 2 windows, because usually these cars had a backing that was something like vinyl, usually, if they didn't have glass, but not in front. Most of them actually didn't even have a windshield for the front. And this is actually not a real model car. This is something that somebody designed using different models. So I started sort of putting that in the same way as the background would be. So with 1 strand, full crosses. Oh my god, it took me, I think it took me about 2 hours. I mean, it's not that big. You can see it's not that big. It took me about 2 hours. I was swearing. I mean, the floss ripped about 7 times. It started knotting. I was swearing. So that's it. This is finished. An FO. I've signed it and it's going to go in a frame or whatever and done. Also, I've got 2 other patterns where only the old timer is on it, and they have no background, so it'll fit in. But wow, that floss, it was just, no, couldn't do it. So thank you for taking part in a poll, but yeah. That was bad. That was really, really bad. Anyway, so that's it from me, I think. Nothing else. I'm really behind on Flosstube, and I have the feeling that when people comment on this, people will actually fall out of my notification. I hate that. I don't know. Tyron has done a Flosstube. I've started watching it, and then I was interrupted, and then I couldn't find her, and she's put a new one out. I don't know. Why are all these good people putting out Flosstubes? There are too many good Flosstubes out there that I want to watch, and I just don't have enough days in the time in a day to watch Flosstube, and then I can't keep up. please. I love Flosstube, so please keep on making them. But I can't keep up. And I really, everyone that falls out to the bottom, I'm really sad about it. I won't watch it. But if everybody makes an hour-long Flosstube, I'm just lost. It's just, yeah. And Jessie Marie's 2 hour, I started, and after quarter of an hour, I was so tired. Oh, not because of her Flosstube. I was really, really tired, and I was in bed. And I thought I would listen to her, and then, you know, sort of get a bit more tired, and then turn it off. Well, I fell asleep. It was about 5 minutes in, and I fell asleep, woke up, turned it off at 15 minutes, and now she's still in my queue. So I'm really sorry. I want to watch all of you, but I don't know when. It's Tuesday today, and I've still got Saturday ones from, not this Saturday, it was Saturday before that, and I think even ones. I'm really sorry, and I'm just trying to get through them, and then sometimes I just can't even comment. And bad mental health days, I don't comment. I just leave a thumbs up and go to the next one. So please forgive me. I watch most of you, I really do, and I enjoy it, and it's good, and thank you for making them, and thank you for watching me. And if you like my face even when I'm sweating like a pig, sorry about that, or if you like my stitching, or if you, I'm gabbering on and it's 42 minutes, sorry about that. I really try to keep it short, but once I start talking it doesn't work. I just can't stop. But I'm going to stop now, and I hope that your summer has not been as difficult and as annoying as mine, and that if you're in winter, please enjoy it. Please enjoy the cool weather. It's cool is nice. You can always put something else on. And hot, you can't take more off than I take off. It's really, home is where there are no pants, where there is no bra, where there is just a t-shirt, if at all. And yes, I live on the ground floor. Well, it's not quite the ground floor, it's a bit above. People can see in. I wear t-shirts like this, but that cover my butt. And yes, I wear underwear. But I'm sorry if they, I mean, if I go to a swimming pool, they'll see more. And I just can't deal with it. So live and let live. So can't help it. Anyway, if you like this, please subscribe and hit the bell button, because yeah, it was so nice to get, I think I got about 15 or 17 new subscribers just through one shout out from Christine. Thank you, Christine. That was really nice. I've been making Flosstube for over 2 years now. I'm in Switzerland. I'm a lonely stitcher here. I would love to have stitchy friends. Due to anxiety and whatever, I cannot travel, so I can't come and visit you. I would love to come to retreats. I would enjoy any retreat, and I would even enjoy a retreat with 400 people. I'm an extrovert when it comes to things like that. I can be an introvert, but I'm actually more an extrovert. I would love retreats, but I cannot get to them. So if you could support my channel, I might come on here a bit more and we can chat and get to know each other. Who knows? Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I think I said that about 3 times. So happy stitching, everybody, and just enjoy the week. Stitch what you want, when you want, or whenever Magical Stitches tells you to do whatever you need to do. Up to you. I just do what I feel is right for me. So happy stitching, everybody, and I'll see you whenever I see you. Bye.